Hey yo, thanks for tuning in to Celeb Sauce. It's the backup channel backing Celeb up and bringing you all the breaking news. Alright, so we all know that Wack100 loves telling stories on the Clubhouse. So this time, Wack said that him and Big U were on their way traveling to Atlanta, and they had to stop at LAX airport. And when they were in the airport, they ran into Future, who just so happened to owe some money to Trick, right? So Trick is the dude that if you go to Detroit, that's who you gotta check in with. Like, he's like the J Prince of Detroit, right? So Wack says that when they run into Future was so shook that he ran and ditched Sierra. But then Wack goes on to say that they finally caught up with Future, and Future had to call Birdman for Birdman to calm Wack down. So Big U heard the story that Wack100 was telling, and Big U says, I have never been in LAX airport with Wack100, nor did we run down on Future. Y'all would get it in y'all head, these people lie all day. 10% truth, 90% them. And he says, that's cap. So, what do y'all think? Is Wack100 over there making up stories? Now, my other question is, if you're with your man, and your man has some trouble with the goons, right? And the goons show up, and he ditches you, is that still your man? And for dudes, would you ever ditch wifey if, like, you had some thugs coming after you and and you had to make a quick dash? Would you ditch wifey? Now, while we're on the subject of Future, let's discuss Future's baby mama drama. According to reports, Future's baby mama, Brittany Mealy, is suing the rapper for more child support. According to documents, Future was ordered to pay $3,000 a month in support for their son, Prince, who I think is like 9 years old now. According to Mealy, her attitude is like, because Future's money has gone up, her son's money should go up too. And you know what? I agree with that, okay? But Mealy also said that because Future failed to pay their son's dental insurance, she wants him to take out a $350,000 life insurance policy on himself and make their son the beneficiary. I don't... Listen, this chick is not playing, and I don't know. I watch enough Fatal Attraction on TV to know that once that life insurance comes into play, it's a different ball game. My girl probably already got the hitmen ready. Oh, jeez. Now, I do believe that parents should set up their children for long-term wealth. So, maybe the insurance policy is a good idea, but what do you think about that? Her attitude is like, ninja, you running around here with all these chains on, flashing cash. You know what I'm saying? But is your son seeing all of that? Where's the dough? Where's the dough for your son? Now, speaking about child support, Nick Cannon recently revealed how much he pays per year for each of his 11 children. During an interview, an attorney named Goldie Schoen estimated that Nick must be paying about $3 million a year in child support for the care of his children, right? And apparently Nick was watching that, and Nick was not happy with that estimate. So the following day, Cannon came and contested Schoen's calculations, and Nick was like, I definitely spend a lot more than $3 million on my children annually, and I don't plan to ever have to participate in the governmental system of a child. All I can say is, more power to you, bruh. More power to you, bruh. I mean, I'm not a fan of Nick running around dropping the seed into every ocean that's out there, because I believe that children need their parent to be present in their lives. And I don't know how you can do that with a multitude of baby mamas who do not live in the same dwelling. But according to Nick, he says he is one of the best fathers in the world, and his children are not lacking for any attention for his time. I mean, earlier this year, Nick spoke to Men's Health about his involvement in his children's lives. And he said, quote, "Contrary to popular belief, I'm probably engaged throughout my children's day more often than the average adult can be." End quote. What do you think about that? Is Nick wilding out? Is Nick wilding out right now? Because he also said, if I'm not physically in the same city with my kids, I'm talking to them before they go to school via FaceTime and stuff. And then when I'm in the same city, I'm driving my kids to school, like making sure I pick them up. All of those things, making sure I'm there for all extracurricular activities. I'm involved in everything from coaching to having guitar lessons with my daughter every week. Now, he didn't say daughters and sons every week. I'm confused because I don't even know how time permits that. You know, if I break down the numbers, if I crunch the numbers, I don't know how much time each child is getting. And I mean, maybe I have a different concept of what it means to be a parent, a father, someone who is there guiding and helping to nurture and grow that child into a mature adult. But you know, I'm not in the bed with these people. I am not in the bed with these people. So what they choose to do as consenting adults, that is their business. But while we're on the subject of people who are in the bed with a lot of people, Pete Davidson is back in the news, okay? Pete is known for dating famous women of all ages, shapes, and sizes. And as we all know, his last chick was Kim Kardashian, which caused Ye to sort of like spiral. But that ended a couple of months ago. And now he is linked to model Emily Ratajkowski. Now, I just don't get it. I don't understand how Pete Davidson is out here pulling all of these women. And I don't know. Am I off? Because well, let me ask the question. Is Pete Davidson a really, really attractive dude and I'm just like not seeing it? Or do you think what Ye said is true and Pete is really packing in the pants? But even then, it's like, it's Pete Davidson. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Now, while we're talking about packing heat and pistols, let's talk about your man, Charleston White. Charleston White recently posted, quote, "I'm in California right now. I'm denying all bans. I told you, if Garth Brooks ain't got to check in, I ain't got to check in. If Celine Dion don't got to check in, why the F do I got to check in? I've come to realize about half the population in Los Angeles supports what I'm saying. They might not like how I'm saying it or the manner in which I'm saying it, but they support what I'm saying. So man, I love y'all out in California." I love my people in California too. But here's the thing about Charleston White. He's out there right now and he's doing a lot of big talk, right? He's talking about he went out there and he didn't check in and he ain't checking in with nobody. And here's the thing though. Is he a rapper? Is he in the music industry? Is he currently affiliated? I mean, is he important enough for them to even be checking to see if he checked in? I mean, I don't know. Let me know. I don't know much about Charleston. But like I said, grown men should not have to check in with anybody except maybe their mothers and wives. But I don't deal with that whole check-in thing. But honestly, nobody is expecting the average individual to check in. That's a whole different culture in and of itself. And although a lot of new people are learning about it because of the Takeoff situation, that's been in place for like mad years. I mean, that goes back a long time. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, if Charleston White wants to act like, you know, he's really, really, you know, putting himself out there, then let him. But I really think that the only people that were expecting Charleston White to check in when he got to Cali were the luggage claim people at the airport. Now, I told celebs I was not going to say anything negative about female rappers today. And then he goes and he hands me this ish. this is the setup. He's, yo, you're a funny dude. Yo, this guy is trying to set me up right now. Check out this story. Twitter is reacting to a video that Bad Baby posted of herself. In the video, apparently, Bad Baby has turned into a full-on black woman. In response to the race swap, one Twitter user wrote, "I know what Bad Baby look like. Who is this?" After receiving backlash for blackfishing, Bad Baby responded and she basically said, "I'm not trying to look like a black woman. The color of this photo is a result of the cosmetic foundation that I wear." Oh my goodness. I don't know. What do you want me to say? Is this chick kidding me right now? I mean, you don't wake up looking like Taylor Swift and then, put a little makeup on, and when the makeup is on, all of a sudden you look like Naomi Campbell, okay? If that was the case, you would then say to yourself, maybe I need to find a different foundation because this is not my skin tone. I am not a melanated woman. So why am I going into Walgreens? Why am I going into CVS buying the dark chocolate mocha foundation when I am peach? Listen, if you want to present yourself as a black person and you want all the benefits of black culture, then guess what, hun? You got to take the discrimination, the prejudice, the bias, and all of that with it. You can't just walk around with the white privilege and then still try to benefit from the community. That's a no-no. But see, that's why she's another one that I'd like to pop in my time machine and send back to 1865. Because I guarantee you, if Madam C.J. Walker gave her some of that dark powder to put on her face, she'd know the difference then. My girl be like, I don't want any parts of that. No, don't put that on my face. I think maybe this chick needs to go back to Dr. Phil, because there's another conversation that needs to be had. Now, speaking about conversations that need to be had, I know celebs covered this on the main channel, but I'm going to cover it too because we have slightly different opinions. Alright, so Young Miami attended Takeoff's funeral and she decided to wear a full body sheer suit under an all black leather mini dress with thigh-high Balenciaga boots and a black leather trench coat. Now, after the memorial service, she posted pictures of her outfit and she captioned, "Every day the sun won't shine, but that why," and she said, "that why, I love tomorrow." Rocket ship emoji, white heart emoji. Now, immediately after she posted the photo, social media started to come for Carisha. And many of them made comments about her lack of decorum at such an event full of Takeoff's family members and friends. One person said, "Y'all be wearing the most inappropriate things to funerals. That, in conjunction with this tacky photo shoot, just disrespectful." Someone else wrote, "It's a funeral. First you run your reckless mouth against someone in his family. Now you make it about your clothes. You ain't even from Atlanta. This is some disrespectful-ish. Probably haven't even shed a single real tear while his family is broken." Someone else wrote, "Yo, why are you posting pics of yourself from Takeoff's funeral as if it's a fashion show? Shows you just how desensitized this generation is to death." She had to make sure she had an IG and Twitter moment, shaking my effing head. Another person wrote, "We know you're not the brightest, but posting a funeral fit for likes doesn't get more tacky than this." Another added, "It's all these celebrities using Takeoff's funeral as a photo op, posting lyrics like he's their social media photo dump. This was a funeral. Do y'all take photo ops after y'all family funerals or just celebrities? It's giving clout chasing, everyone posting Takeoff, but a select few posting themselves." In response, Young Miami said, "I came and showed my support and that's all that matters. What I choose to do after the funeral has nothing to do with anything. When my baby father died, I did the same ish. Actually, I was shaking my A in the car. What I wear and me taking pictures has nothing to do with me coming to support and be there for someone when it's needed. Next." Now, I guess you're all wondering why I read it like that. It's because I can't say that in my regular grown woman voice. It's impossible. And tacky is as tacky does. Now, some people are trying to say she dressed like that because she doesn't know any better, but I refuse to believe that. I refuse to believe that when she was putting on the Matrix Reloaded special, that she didn't know exactly what she was doing. You don't just throw on the hooker boots to go to a funeral. You know exactly the reaction that you're trying to get. But for me, when I'm going to a funeral, I'm thinking about the life of the person that we lost, and I'm also thinking about my life and what I need to do to get myself straight so that when I go, I can go and be with the Most High. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of these kids these days, they're not thinking about any of that. It's all about social media. It's all about the next photo op. It's all about, who's going to be the next it boy or the it girl this season. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to tell you this much. If that broad would have came to my funeral dressed like that, I'd have jumped out the casket and kicked her in the neck. That wig piece and those glasses would be tilted to the side, and then I'd turn around and I'd walk back to my casket, get in, cross my arms, close my eyes, and I'd be at peace. But for real, all jokes aside, this is why the word says, be in the world, but not of the world. And what good is it to gain all the riches of the world if you lose your own soul? Now, I don't know. Young Miami could have been over there under her breath speaking in tongues. She could have been at one with the Lord. This is all possible. But presentation does matter. If I go to a restaurant and I order the surf and turf and I get a steak with shrimp on the side and I'm waiting for my meal and the waiter is walking towards me and he drops the plate on the ground and then picks up the food and puts the food back on the plate and then tries to hand it to me, I don't want it because I don't like how he presented it. The content on the plate didn't change, but it's how it was presented to me. Now, I understand you wanting to look good going out of your house, but people have been going to church looking fly for years and years and years. You can dress appropriately and still be fly. There is no reason to go to a funeral looking like a high-priced hooker unless you are a high-priced hooker. And in that case, God welcomes all. Something about those photos vexed my spirit. I need to focus on some positivity right now. Yo, check out what Jamie Foxx had to say when he was being interviewed by TMZ the other day.
Takeoff, man.
RP Takeoff.
God bless. It is just a time for us it's a time for us, man, to have fun. Let's get back to the fun. You asking me the questions and everything like that. You know what I tell all my peers, man? Remember when we had fun?
Yeah, I do.
Remember when we did a record and we was in the back? We was in the studio, had no money. Remember when we used to just do movies and we was just couldn't wait to be just fun for the people? Let's go back to that.
How do we go back to that, though?
You know what it is?
Get back to that essence.
You know what we got to do is, y'all take it back. I know y'all want the story all the time.
We're talking about the media?
No, not the media. I'm just saying, you got to just, every once in a while, give us some sunshine. We always looking for the bad in people right now. Look for the good every once in a while.
You did really good with this really good song.
Come on, man. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Can we get some uptakes on how you think everything is going on with the situation with Ye right now? You did one of the most classic songs.
I'm gonna explain something to you like I explained to everybody.
Please.
It's like, man, listen. All those guys that you mentioned, every time I talk to them, I hold them up, I hold them down. I say, hey, man, remember when we used to have fun? When we used to smile and we was goofy and we didn't have the whole world figured out. Let's get back to that. Then the world will take care of itself. But if we allow ourselves to stop having fun, especially on our side, then who's gonna do it for us? The world's already
you're friends with everybody, you know.
Come on, man.
It's all love.
We only got one life to live.
Indeed.
And how we gonna live it, man? There's so much craziness. And understand this too. We gotta check on each other.
Gotta check on each other.
Gotta check on your rapper friends.
Gotta make sure everybody's doing good.
I know.
Check
all
on
your
everybody.
friends.
And the colder part about it is, you say the rapper and all that other kind of stuff, man. Hey, listen. Let's find some other outlets to listen to. Let's find some things that's harmonious. Like all of that negativity now, right now, shut the camera off. You know what I'm saying? Give us a chance. Give us a chance. Because like all those dudes are my homies. These are my friends. So I'm never gonna talk sideways about anybody.
Indeed.
No matter
You
what.
feel what I'm saying? So you're never gonna get that out of me. But all I can say is that every once in a while, man, give us a chance.
My girl was like, "Your rapper friends?" Listen, Jamie is right though. Each and every one of us has a whole lot to look forward to. There's some positive things that are going to be happening on the horizon. The Most High has a blessing that is right around the corner for you if you are listening to this channel. And each and every one of us is going to be filled with health, happiness, and prosperity in the future. Yeah. Thanks for tuning in to Celeb Source, your source for celebrity news. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Peace.